Okay, today I am so happy because yesterday I was able to successfully solve the LeetCode problem. Now, it wasn't easy, but today I'm going to try to rectify that situation and I'm going to do another stack problem, but this time it is going to be a medium. So let's see who shall prevail, me or the LeetCode problem. 好，我们就开始啊。All right, let's minimize this and let's get going. Okay, so I said, whoop. Oh, I forgot to float on top. Let's fix that problem. Float on top. There we go. I can do it. Cool. So let us go to, I said I was going to do a stack and we're going to pick a medium. So I'm just going to go and close my eyes and pick the next medium, closest medium. So that would be this one. So let's go. Let's see what's up. Okay. Shortest unsorted continuous subarray. Given an integer array nums. Okay. So we're given an array of integers called nums right there. So it's a list of integers. You need to find one continuous subarray, okay, such that if you only sort this subarray in non-decreasing order, then the whole array will be sorted in non-decreasing order. Okay. I think I might have made a mistake clicking on this medium. Okay. Hold on. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. Okay. This failure is not an option. It is, but we're not gonna do it. Okay. So return the shortest such subarray and output its length. Shortest unsorted continuous array. Yo, like I didn't even understand what this problem is asking. Okay. Focus. Given an integer array, so we're given an array, you need to find one continuous subarray. So I need to find an array within this array, one continuous subarray, so it has to be continuous, such that if you only sort this array, which is this array? Is it the full array or the subarray? Subarray, misread it. Might be helpful to actually read it properly. Such that if you only sort this subarray in non-decreasing order, okay, so I have this full array, and then I pick a subset of that full array, and then if I sort this subset in non-decreasing order, which just means increasing order, then the whole array will be sorted in, again, non-decreasing means actually increasing. So return the shortest such subarray. Okay, I think I can kind of, okay, so I think this is what's going on. So I think it's something like this. If I have an array right here, and let's just say it's 2, 4, 5, 6, and then I do like 7 or 5, and then 7. Okay. So I think what's going on is if I have this here, I can choose a subarray of this bigger array to sort, and I can just assume that that subarray is sorted in increasing order. So I'm going to say I want this subarray, these two elements, it's continuous. I want these two elements to be in increasing order. So that would actually change it to be like this, where we have 5, and then 6, like that. And now it is in increasing order. So by sorting this subarray, I now have a sorted full array. I think that's what it's asking. Now let's go look at the examples and see if I was on the right track. Okay, so example number 1. Here is our array. So 2, 6, 4. I already see that this is not it is not decreasing. This does not satisfy the condition that it is increasing right here. This one right here. So 6, 4, 8, 10. Okay, here's another 9 and 15. Okay, so this one here is I'm thinking about how to attack this problem. This one here I know is the smallest number in the array. So if I find a number, so once I find a number which is bigger, so as I'm increasing, none of the numbers to the right should be bigger than the current number that I'm looking at. If that statement that I just said is incorrect, then I know that the bounds of that array have to be included there. Right? So if I look this way and see any element that is smaller than 2, no. So this element does not need to be sorted. Now, I look at this one. If any element to the right is smaller than this 6, yep. So therefore, this element has to be included, and this element has to be included. Okay. Now, then I'm going to go to this element and say, is there any number to the right which is smaller? No, that's okay. Then is there any element to the right which is smaller? No, that's okay. Is there any element to the right which is smaller? Yes, it is this one. So actually the right bound has to be here. Then I'm going to come here. Is there any element to the right which is smaller? No. Is there any element to the right which is smaller? No. Okay. And then here, 1, 2, 3, 4, then you would just output 0. Okay. So, can you solve? Oh, this is a follow-up, which means I don't need to solve it in O of n time. And I think I have an idea of how to go about doing this. So the question is within the stack problem set, but I think I can solve this with 2 pointers. And the way that I'm thinking about going about this is I just look here at this one, and then I look to the right. Now that is O of n squared, because I'm going to do that for every element within the array. So I'm going to look here, look at all the elements to the right. If there is an element that I find which does not satisfy the condition, then I will update my bounds of the array which I need to sort. So that is, wait, why does it say O of 5? Does it just say to return the length? Return the shortest such subarray and output its length. So I need to return both So this function is returning an int, but it says return the shortest such subarray, and it's and output its length. So do I return both or just one? So the function says that that this should return an int. So I'm assuming that this question is not worded exactly the way I think it should be. But I think you should just return its length. So let's do the 2 pointers method. Let's see what's up. Okay, so I will need a left and then a right. Okay, so now the left is going to be equal to 0, so it's the 0th index, and then the right is going to be equal to 0 as well, because initially we say that there is no need for a subarray, right? If all of these are already sorted, then there's no need for a subarray. Doesn't matter. But if there is need for a subarray, then we will adjust these as needed. Okay, so now for I in range length of nums, I want to check for j in range, and now I am going to do slicing. So I want to start at I plus 1, and I want to go to length of nums. Okay, so now I'm going to go here, and I'm going to, here. So I'm going to look here, and then look to each of the elements, right? So I is going to be the current number that I'm looking at. J is going to be all of the other elements in the array, okay? So, and what did I say? I said that I wanted to check if this number should be the smallest. So I'm actually just going to current, and then this one is right element, maybe? No, I don't like that because I mentioned right was here. So current, and then I don't want to use the word bigger either because it could be smaller, of checking. Okay, so currents. So if nums of current is greater than, right? Because it should be smaller. So if it's greater than the nums of checking, then this is when we need to adjust the bounds. Okay, so how do we need to adjust the bounds? This means, as I went through when talking to myself, I said that I found, oh, this violates the law. This 6 and 4 does not follow the condition under which I want. So I need to put this bound, this 6 must be included, and this 4 must be included. So I am going to set left equal to current. So left bound equals current, and right bound equals checking. So these two elements, or these two variables, indicate the index at which I'm checking. But I feel slightly unsure about this, because what about the case where, like, I'm checking 10 and I find 9? I don't want to update left to be here. I want to keep left at 6, and because I want this full array right here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want all 5 of these elements. So I don't want it to update left. So now I need to just add another check. So I say if current is smaller, but then it's always going to, so I was thinking if current is less than left, then I no, because then I have it set to 0 right now, so it would not trigger, it would never trigger, it would always keep it at 0. So what if I change left to be here? Does that make sense? So what if I do left equals length of nums? And then should I do a minus? No, I'm just going to do it like this. And then right equals 0. And then now what I can do is go like this, where if current is smaller than left, then I update left. And now let me do the opposite for right. If checking is, should it be, then right. Okay, this is I'm gonna have to talk myself through this a little bit because I'm very unsure about this. So at the beginning, left is equal to here, and we now found this error. Oops, something violated. So now we need to go in and try to figure out, we need to update. So does it update? So left is now, no, left is still here, and current is here, which means that left is bigger than current. If left, so this condition is correct because left is all the way over here, which is bigger than current, which is here. Okay, now the case that, so then we do want to update this left. Now that's only one of the cases. We look here and see, okay, we, in this specific array, we do not want left to be changed. We want left to remain where it is. Okay, so let's see if it does. So in this iteration, left is going to be here because that's where we left it. and current is going to be here. So current is bigger than left, and this does not hit, and we don't update. Got it. Okay, there we go. Got it. Got that one. Now, this should be the exact inverse. So if the current index is greater than right, and we initialize right to be 0, so it's going to start here, and I want to check, okay, in this case, right is going to be, or checking is going to be here, right is going to be here, and therefore checking is bigger than right, which is correct and triggers this statement to be true. Triggers that if statement. Okay, but then the second iteration we have here, I do want it to update right. I do want right to update. Correct? So right is going to be here. Yeah, right is going to be there. Do I always want right to be updated? That's what I'm thinking right now. It could be the case that right always needs to be updated. Let's see. So in this case, checking is going to be here, and right is going to be here. Checking is going to be bigger than right, and so this case is also going to hit. Yeah, I think actually this case is always going to be true because checking is ever increasing. So I think I can take this if statement out and just auto assign right to be here, because I never want, once I found, okay, this makes a little bit more sense. I see. So once I found a subarray that violates the rule, left has to remain there. It cannot change for the duration, but right can change. So as of now, right is at 4. It's at this index. But once I find something that violates it, now I need to put right as this new index. So right changes every time I find a violation. Left is left alone. Okay. So now that should actually be it. Now we need to just return the length. So if left is, if left minus right is greater than 0, so what I'm trying to do here is figure out the case where we never triggered this condition. If that is the case, then left is going to be bigger. It's going to be a bigger number. If this case does trigger, the left is always going to be bigger than right. So that means left minus right. Left is going to be smaller, right is going to be bigger, therefore subtracting them is going to be a negative number. Okay, so if it's bigger than this, then we return 0, because that means that the array was already sorted. The other case that I can think of is if we are passed in an array of length 0, which means length is going to be 0, and right is also going to be 0, in which case we should also return 0. So this should be equal, greater than or equal to. Okay? Then, if that is not, if this if statement does not trigger, then we need to return the length. So that is going to be the right minus left. I think it's, should we just go for it? Like, not even run. Should we just go for it? Let's try it. We're risky. We're risky here. Okay. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I was gonna be so happy. Invalid syntax. Why? What's invalid syntax? For checking in range, and I am slicing. Okay. Length of numbers. I want to start at current. Okay. Let's go. Roll the dice. Come on. For checking in range. Why? Is there some kind of condition where range function, where the okay, current, I'm thinking maybe if this number is equal to this number, then it will throw an error, possibly. Is that the case? In range -1. Now I'm going to do run because, no. What? Range, length, num. Okay, let me, sometimes maybe just typing it out a second time. So for checking in range, and I want to go from current, and let me just copy and paste it. Range, and I'm current, and I want to, so starting at current and going to the end of the array, so length of nums. Slicing. So I don't want to use Copilot for this error. Okay, this is Use Copilot for this error. Okay, so this is when I was trying to figure out what was. This is when I got defeated a few days ago. Let's see. Anyways, back to the thing. So, why am I getting a error here? Incorrect use of the range function in a nest, specifically the colon, within the range function is causing an issue. The correct syntax for the range function should be a comma. Okay. Is it? It's a comma? I thought it was. And yeah, of course that's gonna throw an error. Okay. Oh, but I got it wrong anyways. So let's try to figure out why. What? Expected 5. What are the... Okay, so 0 is correct, and this one is correct, but this one is off by 1. Okay, let me... Left. It's those off by 1 errors. They always get you. So... Okay, I'm going to assume that I have this. I'm just, right now, what I'm doing is just assuming that I correctly implemented my algorithm here, and I have left in this position, and I have right in this position. Now what I'm going to try to do is go and see if this function or this expression returns the correct thing. So right is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right equals 5. And now left equals 0, 1, 1. So 5 minus 1 is indeed 4. Okay, so that's what I output. So that makes sense. So I think I did do my algorithm correctly. Now, there's a problem that the length is incorrect. So I want to return the number of elements in this subarray. So this is, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So this is just, yeah, going to be the +1. Because the value doesn't include itself, right? So I have this, and we're indexing right here at the 0th. So like, for example, if it's here, this is going to be 0 minus 1. Or sorry, this is going to be 1, which is right, minus 0. And so if this were the subarray here, it would be 1, but we see that there's actually 2 elements. So we need to add that +1. So let's just submit this and see if we get... It says judging, so we might be onto something. We might be onto something. We might get it. What do you think? Are we gonna... we didn't get it. We outputted 3, but it should be 4. This doesn't support visualization. Is this the answer right here? No, this is what I wrote. Okay, good. I was like, I was gonna be upset if they like gave the answer here. Okay. So this is the array which my function, or not function, but algorithm failed. So 1. So what does it need? It needs 5, 3, like this, right? This would be the subarray, which has 1, 2, 3, 4 elements, which is expected, okay? So logically, I'm thinking about the problem correctly, but there seems to be a problem with my maybe algorithm. Okay, so I come here, I see 1. Is there any number which is greater than 1? Or sorry, is there any number here which is smaller than 1? That corresponds to this if statement. And it is not the case. So then I come here. Now I say, is there any number which is that this 5 is bigger than the numbers to the right? Yes, there's this 3. So now my left should be pointing at index 1, and it should never move. Then I'm going to look at 3 and say, is there any number which this 3 is bigger? Yes, there's this 4. So I am going to put my I think I'm seeing the problem here. I think I see what's up. So this number 5 actually should go all the way over here. So I do actually want to protect this right. So if I find a right that is bigger, that is farther to the right, so in this iteration where current is equal to 1, so I'm checking this value here, 5. If there is any number which I find to be smaller, I want to put my right value equal to that. But then what I'm doing is I'm overriding that right value, overriding the right bound. When I look at 3, I say, oh, I found this too. Let me put the right bound here. We don't want that. So what did I just say in English, and how do I translate English into code? Let me think about this. So if the right bound is greater than, if right is greater than checking, if right, so here would be checking, I'm looking here, if right is greater than, then I want to do nothing. The inverse of that is if it, like that. I inversed it, and then I do want to change right. I didn't freeze. I'm just like, I'm worried about this solution. Oh, come on. This is okay, I don't like this about LeetCode is that it will give you this time exceeded. I wish that it would tell you that your algorithm is correct, but it is not time efficient. Because I think that that would be fairly valuable information if I knew that, yeah, your algorithm is correct, it does work, but it's not efficient. You should increase your efficiency. But this is O of n squared, which the problem we said here was, can you solve it in O of n time complexity? So this is a follow-up though. This isn't part of the problem. So that implies I don't need to make it O of n. I can just make it O of n squared should be okay, right? Or are they looking for like n log n? What are they looking for? Does it constraints? It doesn't say a time complexity constraint that I have to solve it within. So did I get it right? Not like obviously I know that I didn't get the time complexity optimal, but I mean, did I get the algorithm? Does this algorithm work? I don't know, and they don't tell me. They just say time limit exceeded. Well, it's not very helpful. This is big, big. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Good. So I'm trying to think about how I could make slight optimizations just to pass the test cases. So what I'm thinking, the way that I might optimize this is, let's say that I found, so I started at this, I'm checking this value, and I find that this value way down here breaks the rule. I do not need to check yeah, I do. I need to check it. I do. I was seeing if I could adjust this second value to not check all of these other ones when I, because the array is already, the subarray is already big, so I don't need to check all values within this subarray, but I actually, no, that's only true if it's right when I move the current. So how do I do that? So starting at, what I might be, okay, so what I'm thinking about doing is just checking if, what am I even trying to do right now? I'm trying to get it where I either want current plus 1, or, so I just want to take this value, if current plus 1 is smaller than right, then I want check range equals right. And then I can do like check range else check range equals current plus 1. Would this be correct? Because what I'm trying to do is make it where I don't go through and needlessly check all values to adjust the right bound. I think this, let me just see. And then if it's correct, then I'll talk it through more. If it's wrong, I'll also talk it through more, but okay, oh my gosh, that was a medium. Yo, that was a medium. Let's go. That's a medium. No way. I solved the medium. God. That's so cool. Okay. I like this. This is fun. Okay. So I said that I was going to talk this through. I said I was going to talk it through. So what was I doing? I wish I could. Can you go back to like your previous attempts and see? I want to see that problem that it was failing on. So essentially what I was doing is there was this huge long list, and I said what I was doing is I was going through each member of that list. So I was coming here and then checking. Oh, I don't like how it's flipped on the screen. This is my right, this is the left, but it's kind of flipped. Anyways, so I was going through each of the members. Boom, 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 boom. And boom. I don't like this. It's flipped. So I was going through each of the members, and I'll do it here. So I was going through each of these members, and I said, if I found that, let's see, there was a rule that was broken here, where this, let's just say that this is, let's see, 8, and this is 10, 11, like this. Okay, so I said, come here, I found this violates the rule. This violates the rule. You have to look at each of the values. When you're looking at this 8, if you find that it breaks the rule, you have to go and look at the next value and see if 8 breaks the rule for this next value as well, because you are now expanding this right bound here. So you need to check here, check here, check here, check here, and say, okay, well, this is where it fails. And then you check here, say it doesn't fail, it doesn't fail. Okay, cool. Now, when I go to check this 4, I actually don't need to check if 4 and 5 break the rule, because they're already part of this subarray. So while checking 4, when I move to check 4, I can actually skip all the way over here to 10 to see if 10 breaks the rule. And if so, then I adjust my right bound to include 10. If not, then I can just say, okay, well, 10 follows the rule, 11 follows the rule, exit out. Then I go to 5, and I say, okay, 5, and I don't need to look at the 6 because it's already within the array. I just look at 10. And so that way I skip a lot of those steps. Now, the time complexity is actually the same. It's O of n squared. So I didn't change the time complexity, but I did change the effective time that it takes for the operations. So, oh, oh my goodness, I'm so happy. Can you? Yes, yes. Okay, okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. What a wonderful day. Like, seriously, everything turned out so good today. So good today. My project at work is going smoothly. Yesterday I was able to solve a LeetCode problem. And then today I try a medium and it works as well. I'm like, okay, okay, here we go. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm going to be making another video tomorrow. More LeetCode every day. LeetCode, LeetCode, LeetCode. And so if you would like to see that, you can subscribe to this channel. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching this video and have a wonderful day.